For the 15th time, the men have come to Ishigaki. You can see the wind in the backdrop there. That bridge will play a big role later on the race. Very warm temperatures, and it's not a surprise to see an Australian leading at the 750 meter mark. 2 laps, 750. Clayton Fattel from Australia, the first to come out of the water with about a 20-second gap, and then it is a trio of Russians coming out of the water. David Dello, Manny Horta not too far back into that group as they come back up onto the pier, back into the water for the second time. And one of the big names missing today is the great Australian Courtney Atkinson, who's won here multiple times in the past, still ill, and he had to be out of the Sydney World Cup Triathlon, but it's another Aussie. Fattel first out of the water into the transition zone. He'll have a 25 or 30 second gap back to a large pack of athletes coming out right there. Many for the first time here to Ishigaki. A number have had to miss the flight because of the ash in Iceland. And you can see right there as the group heads out onto the bike, it'll be about 18 or 20 men trying to track down Fattel, who has really laid the hammer down in the early stages of this swim. 2,500 age groupers having a chance to race here earlier on today. And there it is. Fattel, I think, is going to be caught up. It's about the second lap here of this 7-lap, 40-kilometer bike ride. You can see the wind very, very tough in the face. David Dello doing a tremendous amount of the work out there. Valentin Meshcheryakov right there, number 1, looking over his shoulder. And this is a very technical downtown section of Ishigaki, a fishing port. A large group of men out into that bunch right there. That's Yamamoto in the blue. And you can see we've got about 25 or 26 men. The wind really blowing into the face. Manny Horta, who has just had a great race in Monterrey, Mexico. And they're all chasing Fattel, who's going to have about a 2-minute lead out onto the run. Will that be enough to hold off 3 or 4 countries in major force? Japan, Australia, Russia, and they're all tracking down Fattel. Look at it, as one sea of bodies coming into this transition zone. We're going to have over 30 men. Very crowded in the transition zone. The tendency is to go too quickly up that hill. And there is Fattel, who's trying desperately to hold on as he climbs the hill. The pack of runners, Dello, Manny Horta into that bunch. Hosoda just also coming up the number 2 right there as well. He's starting to make the move. Yamamoto also starting to push now. We have down to a group of 3. Fattel has been dropped as they come into the last kilometer. Meshcheryakov right there has started to pull away, trying desperately to hang on. However, is Hosoda right now. He has never been on the podium before. Neither has Yamamoto. Japan having a stellar day here in Ishigaki, but the day will belong to Valentin Meshcheryakov, who will claim the victory for Russia. What an incredible run by that young Russian. Hosoda will finish up in second, and Yamamoto will claim his first podium of his career. 3 men who've got the job done here in Ishigaki on the historic 15th anniversary.
Oh, I try to do my best. The Japanese sportsmen were very strong. Till the end of the race, I didn't realize that I can catch him, but I do that, and I'm really happy.
The day belongs to the Russian Valentin Meshcheryakov with his first ever victory, and 2 of the Japanese competitors, Yamamoto and Hosoda, having their first ever podiums as well.